Hey, 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 Karen Sims, Twisted Threads. Y'all always already know this might show up some of anywhere. So I'm going to get this started. So this might be a replay, but I had a post from one of my daughter-in-laws, and then the other daughter-in-law chimed in, and I said, I'm going to do a live today for a way to encourage them specifically, because, they, of course, matter to me because they are mommying my grandchildren. And sometimes we don't always ask for help. For those of you who might be new, this might be a like and share, and you'll be like, who is that person? I'm Karen Sims, mommy of 5, Mimi to 10, as far as I know, master life coach, all of the things that could qualify. But here's the thing. I'm a woman who cares. And so if you ever have caught any of my lives, you already know we get a title and we get right in. This night, tonight will be no different. It's date night, but I said, oh my goodness, the day has passed, and I try to be a woman of my word. So here's the description: sitting in the hush. At this time of year, many of us are super busy with holidays, whatever holiday you celebrate, or if you celebrate none, some of y'all still going out there to get them sales on the stuff that you need, even though you don't celebrate the holidays that you decided you won't celebrate. And the challenge that we have sometimes is that in the midst of everything that might be going on, life is happening. And so I'm going to talk to parents right now, specifically for mommies, because I think parenting is a little bit different. I'm not a daddy, so I could give general parenting advice and I can give mommy advice. Why? Because I'm still one. Nobody told me that mommy and after 18 was still super imperative. But here's the thing. If you catch this and you're on your way out, or maybe you'll catch it because you're on your way in, all of the places and everything that you do, the one thing that I try to remind myself and then share it with others is that sometimes our life experiences have difficult moments. It doesn't mean that life is not good, but I think that at least in the past 3 years, probably about 6 to 7 for me, I've been transparent for days when there are difficult days and for days when I'm just skating along and everything is fine. And I don't need to do anything else. But then there are those days, when I've got to sit in the hush. And this was a topic of a devotion that I did for one of my prayer groups, but it kept resonating in my spirit because many of us don't know how to sit in the hush. And you don't have to be religious. You don't even have to know God to sit in the hush. But the hush is that moment. A lot of us will say, oh, I want to do some yoga, or I want to meditate, or I want to find a way to center myself. And for me, Jesus is my center. And so when I'm sitting in the hush, that means that it's after the prayer, it's after the devotion, it's after the praise and worship, and it's in that quiet where I can literally center my thoughts on just this very moment. I'm not thinking about the kids. I'm not thinking about y'all got husbands, Courtney and Brianna. I'm not thinking about all of the other things that require my attention. What I am thinking about is the fact that in this moment, I need me. Sitting in a hush is just that right there. And sometimes it's a prayer. Sometimes it's just the words you say. I need me right now. I'm thinking about me. I'm thinking about me. I'm thinking about me. And you gotta, for me, I have to keep saying it because then I'll think about the kids or who didn't eat or oh, what am I doing in the next hour? What am I doing in the next 15 minutes? Or where is my other earring? Do my socks match? Do I have 2 of the same shoes on? Listen, so many things will bombard your mind. But here's a point that I tell a lot of mothers who are struggling. Only good mothers care whether they're doing a good job or not. Stank mothers don't care that they are ratchet and doing wrong to their children. And so whether you are doing it fully right and you ready to get an award, or you feel like you are failing your kids because you can't keep up with the Joneses during the holiday, I am here to encourage you. Live to fight another day. Live to hustle another day. Live to cry another day. Sometimes we get so busy in life that we think we are the only ones who are struggling with hard times. I've had the moments of feeling like I was a failure because I couldn't get to go out and spend the money on the latest G's. At that time, I think it was before the Wii's and the PS5s. I think we had the PlayStation 1. And then every year it was like, you get it. And you're like, yes, I did this for my kid. And by the next December, they come out with a whole nother system needing $4 more $100 of your money. And then that feeling comes over you again. Being a mother to grown children, I've learned that the memory is worth more than the money. The moments are worth more than the spending. And you get the opportunity to be able to say, I sat in the hush. Biblically, we would see it written all the time, and Mary pondered all these things in your heart. Anybody who follow me, y'all know that's one of the scriptures that I say all of the time. Because sometimes everything that happens in our life does not require a response. Everything that happens in our life does not require a fight. Some of us, y'all ready to fight. Courtney, I'm calling you out. I know you. And Brianna, see, you know, I got three, because my own daughter, my daughter here for it. So y'all try it if you want to. She looked like me, but you may not get the grace that you get with me. And I love it because my two daughter-in-laws, it's like they each have a different way of how they show up, of how, you know, they show their power and their strength. But it's there. It's there. And I see it in their mothering, and I see it in the way that they love my sons, and I see it in the way that they are good wives and worried about being good wives and good mothers too. Listen. They be acting like their kids ain't bad. I'm here to tell you, I got some grandkids that'll have y'all all run into a special corner, okay? But you can't tell their mamas that part, because they sweet. And the ones that, you know, y'all got one or two. After you got like 3 or 4 grandkids, you really understand, like, I'm going to pray for that one, because we going to be in the principal office with that child. Listen, my grandkids, I already know which ones. We got a couple of these boys. Honey, they going to name a seat after them by the time they get into school. And I'm ready. I'm like, okay, I got to work, because at some point, these kids going to have to come down and spend a week or 2 with me, because they done, okay, we ain't going to speak nothing. But listen, you know what you know. You also know, I know what their parents did. I am the keeper of all of the stories. I know everything that they tried, where the daughter-in-laws are just learning this stuff. And it's like, where did they get that from? Well, in 1987, or actually we can go a little bit further. In 1993, this one did so and so and so. And so I want to remind us tonight that in the busyness of the world, we have to train and discipline ourselves on how to sit in the hush. Many women will take their bathroom time. If your door can lock and you have kids who don't know how to unlock the door, I know that some of my grandkids know how to unlock the door, so I don't know how they gonna get quiet time. Maybe it's after they go to bed, and some of y'all kids, their bedtime is earlier and earlier because y'all need that space to be like, it's so much stuff. And I used to scream. Like, I'm not a crier to be like, I'm like, and I would scream and cry. And most people are like, what? Like, you'll hear that and you'll be like, wait a minute, but I thought you always had it together. Honey, the only one that had it all together was Jesus, and they murdered him. Can we just say that, okay? We're in a season where it's like Jesus is the reason for the season. But we got to be reminded that we're not expected to be perfect in this world. Call out for help. Stop thinking that you have to do it all by yourself. I could call my own daughter out on that, because she'd be like, nah, I got this. Ain't nobody studying you and what you think you have to do in perfection. Perfect parents not needed. I remember that used to be a slogan for adopting parents, to tell people you don't have to be perfect in order to be a good parent. So just wanted to remind us today. Y'all know every now and then I do my pop-ups. I get on. I can't tell what, because Facebook got all these buttons over here, and I have no idea what any of these buttons mean. Let me see. I'm going to press a button. Let me see what I'm going to see. I'm going to invite somebody. They can't come in, but I'm going to invite them to watch, and then we'll see what happens, because I never could tell. I'm going to invite her, and then I'm going to invite her, and y'all just going to be here while I talk to the ones that mean something to me. And I'm going to invite her, and I'm going to invite her, and I'm going to invite her. All right, I'm going to stop inviting folks, because that's enough, y'all. But it's important. I also want to remind the seasoned mothers, snatch and grab, snatch and grab. Y'all know I always say something. You be like, what'd she say? Snatch and grab you a young mother and encourage her heart. Listen, I can't be everywhere all at the same time. I know the ones that I can impart. And sometimes they want to hear from me. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they'll be like, oh, you know, because my boys believe that I'm totally certifiable. So sometimes their words get in the way of all of my daughters to understand, listen, this right here, golden nuggets all day. But it doesn't mean that I don't stop giving them. I give them in the appropriate time and in the appropriate place. And so I get the opportunity to remind us. And this might be a word for you if you don't have no children, okay? Aunties, maybe I need to call y'all out too. Don't spend all your money on them kids and thinking that they're going to do something different than what they're going to do. But sitting in a hush, when things get hectic, when things get too much for you to bear, you don't have to carry it until depression sets in. You don't have to carry it until you like literally ready to kill everybody in the house. I have been there, and these kids will be like, whoa, we gonna leave mommy alone today. I remember one time riding home and my youngest son, Lamont, put $5 in my hand. And I was like, what is this $5 for? And he literally said, money always makes me happy. And you seem to be needing a moment to be happy right now. Now, y'all know he ain't get that $5 back because then we had to have a conversation. It is not money that make you happy. But listen, we all are motivated by something different. And I appreciated the fact that he did what he could, like what he knew to do. That's all he knew. So he operated in that area. Some of y'all have spouses and partners that you want them to show up in a different way. You got to take the time to figure out how do you get them to listen. Sometimes that means you got to utilize the folks that are around you, the arsenal that's around you, so that you could say the words, listen, husband, I'm struggling. Wife, I'm struggling. Child, I got one more nerve and I left it at the job on Friday. So I don't know how we're going to get through this weekend. But be honest and true with yourself and literally say to yourself, I don't have to be perfect. I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Literally, that space between good and great, when you're in a business setting, they will tell you that it takes so much extra energy to go from good to great that many people will say, just go for the good. Why? Because the greater will come as you're focusing on doing the good. The ROI, what's the return on investment? Stop acting like y'all gonna have to buy these children. I'm on the other side of this. I promise you, the gadgets, the things that you think that you have to work to spend money to buy to replace you, nothing can replace you. Nothing can replace the memories that will be made with you. My children to this day might remember a few things I bought them, and this the part that I be like, them little what? Who? Do they know what that cost me? Do they know that I had to do such and such and such? And I couldn't say what I want to say because I needed to make sure that we had money. No, they don't know none of that. They don't know any of the sacrifice that I made. But here's the thing. They don't remember every PS whatever I bought. They don't remember every video system that I bought. But they remember the memories that we made together. They remember when we sat around the table and ate cookies till we were sick. They remember when we were making pies and they decided they didn't want to mix no more. It's like, no, I don't want to cook nothing. I want to come here to eat. They remember those things. They even remember in the moments when I had to get gangster like that. They remember, like, I would like for you to remember when I was so nice and sweet to all of the neighbors. Nah, that ain't what they remember. I remember when mommy said she was going to key that man car. Well, only one person remember that one. This what they remember. It's like, if you park on my lawn one more time, you gonna come out here and your truck gonna get keyed. That's when they knew we might not be in Kansas no more. Listen, that was my first house, the first thing I ever owned, and he was parking on my lawn. And I was like, what you not gonna do is mess up. Like, literally, it's like, it wasn't the only thing that God ever blessed me with, but it was like that first thing, bruh, you already know. We gotta get together. Listen, I'm wearing this ring and everything, but he need to know you my brother. So we gonna have to have a conference call or something. It's a mess. And my kids would be like, wait, you talk, I don't know who them people was. It was the neighbor's company. And the man used to keep, Donnell, listen, he used to come and park on my lawn because we ain't had no sidewalk. And I said, sir, if you park on my lawn one more time, you gonna find your car key. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna be the one to do it, but there's gonna be some damage. I need you to know that man, well, I don't think he ever came back, but when he actually came back one more time and he act like he had some sense and parked on their lawn. Don't be coming parking on my lawn. You ain't even coming to see me. Okay, that's a whole other story. We're encouraging parents today, saying we're encouraging moms and dads. Listen, that's a whole nother story, Donnell. That's a whole nother story. But we're encouraging you all because this is a difficult time for many parents. Some of y'all got the game twisted because y'all watching too many of these Hallmark movies. I'm the one. I had to come up here and turn off the Lifetime. Kirk Franklin got another one coming out tonight. You know, I'm like, oh, I'm going to see that. I know they're going to play it 50 million times, but some of us been watching too many Hallmark movies, and we think that's how our life is supposed to be. Nah, if you struggling, say you struggling. If you need to get, listen, I used to get some of the gifts. The kids, and I remember because we did this probably 2 Christmases, the kids got small gifts, and then we went the week after. I said, we celebrating Kwanzaa this year. Why? Because everything on sale during Kwanzaa. I don't know what to tell you. I love God, but listen, these people be expensive out here till December 25th. Now, December 26th, them kids was just as happy to go out and literally go out and get everything for 40 to 60% off. I ain't playing with y'all. We not going broke. All they knew, and this was something that I know, all they wanted was something new by the time they went back to school. Because, you know, this is before social media. I don't know what y'all going to do because these kids, like, they want to know they gift before Christmas even get here. But back in the day, you wouldn't talk to none of your friends while winter break was going on. And so you wouldn't know until literally, listen, National Return Gifts Day. That's a whole nother story. Just wait till it go on sale. Give your kids a little gift and then give them a little bit more and then give them a little bit more. They just want to be loved. That's all. Yes, we done spoiled these children to make them believe that they're supposed to give that. But here's these moments that we get to shift all of this. They don't need, where Courtney at? Courtney, get over here. They don't need every toy. My grandkids got so many toys, like I promise you, if it was a Toys R Us would come to their house to shop. That's how many toys they got. Sometimes life gets overwhelming. Sometimes parenthood will kick your behind. I want you to know, some of y'all out here like, ooh, I want a little baby so I can dress him up. Okay, and then what? You better have a plan for these kids. Why? Because they grow, they eat, and will spend all your money. Honey, these kids know how to spend money you ain't even made yet. I mean, in the next decade, and they done already spent your money. To thine own self be true. If you are struggling, reach out to those who you love and who you know love you. Share a word with yourself. I'm telling y'all now because it's about to get louder over the next 2 weeks. Like you think it's loud right now? We only on the 10th day of the month. Here's one thing that I shared, and this was, if y'all ain't following us on the Unhinged Tilted Halo tribe, I can't help you because y'all already know. Tuesday nights, get yourself over there. We got a reflection of purpose. And I reminded folks during conversation that it takes 21 days to create a new habit. So if you want to see a change in your life, you literally can start today. And before the end of the year, you will have set a new habit for your spending, for whether y'all expecting somebody to bust in the door and kidnap y'all for you to get a date. I know, I'm back up off of that one. I'm back up off of it. You going out, you being a little bit more social, you being able to, you know, and even maybe you're not going anywhere. Cause listen, cold, flu, RSV, and corona, and what's the other one? The Ophelia in them. I don't know. Whoever. All that sickness out there. So protect yourself, be safe. Cause if you around more than 2 people, okay, chances are 50% chance you come home with something that you didn't leave with. It's just a natural thing at this particular point. Like we in it for 3-4 years now. It's no longer just an anomaly and things that might happen. Somebody gonna come back. It's gonna be something. It's gonna be we used to pass colds. It's still that season. So you might not be passing COVID. You might be passing a regular cold that turned into a flu. All that thing. That wasn't what I came on here to do. Listen, it's date night. I got to, hurry up and get myself together. We going to see Kev on stage. Kev, listen, I think I'm going to go find me some Depends at the grocery store before I carry myself to that comedy club, because I already know it's going to be a hot mess. A hot mess. I already know. Listen, all of that. Well, I agree. Going to the store later. But here's what you do too. All right, we here now, Donnell, because, you need to, really, just go ahead and zhuzh up the lashes or something. You never know who running in there for just picking up one thing, and they be like, hey, boo. Okay, I'm really serious, because, they not going to come in and break in that part. I'm gonna leave it alone, though. So whatever it is, but super excited about that tonight, but definitely want to encourage us. Why? Because listen, for some of us, we got. They got thousands of other people who might be, all over the place. Many of the folks in my circle, we got small circles. So it's one circle there, another circle there. It's like maybe 3 or 4 of us. So I say this to you all so that you get in a good, that's my cue. It's like, all right, what's going on? What we doing? So that you get in the habit of taking those moments for yourself. We used to say, Calgon, take me away. And we'd be like, yes, bath time. Now, bath time don't mean nothing to nobody. But I challenge you to make it something to yourself. Because here's what you will do for you and your children. We've been talking about self-care for the past 2 years. Some of y'all listening, some of y'all say you're selfish to put yourself first. But listen, when we go on the plane, they tell you put your own mask on first, and then you can help others. Take that time out for yourself. You think that you can't do it until you can. I remember one lesson that my mom taught me while she was still here, and she would always make time for her friends. And I'd be like, I don't have no time to do that to meet with my friends. How you do that? She said, you make time. You make time for those relationships because they're important. So if you say, I don't have time, you right. You ain't gonna have no time to connect and make sure that your love tank is full. But when you put that time on your calendar and you say, this person, our relationship, our connection is important for whatever reason, we get the opportunity to keep on going together. Like literally somebody who gonna drag me when I need to be drugged, and I'm gonna drag them when they need to be drugged. And then together we get to go a little bit further. Why? Because life by yourself, I can't tell you nothing about that. I can't tell you anything about that. Anything that I've ever known in my life has been connected to the friendships, sister friends, and the partnerships that have been in my life. And so whether it's family or family who you started out as a friend, and I don't know the difference between sister and cousin at this point because we in it together. All of the things. If you are a praying person, get those moments to pray. But after amen, stay still. See, that's something that many of y'all skip Sunday school, so y'all ain't learned that part. Y'all was going to get the cake at the church bakery or whatever we used to call it. I know where we used to get our quarter and get the cake in between service. They probably don't do that no more, but back in the day, that's what we would do. And so literally, y'all missed the part where it was like, and after we say amen, we gonna tarry. Some of y'all know what that word is. Go Google it. Let me know what Google say when y'all Google tarry. I don't know if Google know what tarry is, so let me know. We'll come back when y'all Google tarry and let us know. So for the praying ones, we got to pray and intercede for the ones that don't know how to pray. I know that there are some on my page that don't pray, or maybe their prayers, and me and Alfred always tease because he always, when I pray, he's like, okay, 30 seconds. When he pray, he's like, all right, 15 seconds. And we always talk about how even though we pray differently, God knows exactly what we need, because sometimes we praying for each other in a way that that couples pray for. Dear Lord, that one nerve that you gave me for today, I think that that's all we're gonna say for that. And then he prays, like, Lord, let her not be stressed today, those type of things, because I need that, because I'll be like, ooh, Y'all know I have a Holy Ghost moment when we get into those prayers. Be like, yes, Father, including me and him. Because sometimes I get on my own nerves, but that's another story. Mommies, daddies, don't lose your mind thinking you're supposed to keep up with the Joneses out here in these streets. Okay? Do not do it. Listen, my prayer needs an intercessory team. You hear me, sis? I need you to know. When I sit here and I be like, I wonder what happened to that nerve that I was, because I was so serious when I told them kids, you getting on my last nerve. And I don't know if it's another one, but you know, biblically, the Bible tells us brand new mercies every day. I think we get a reset on the nerves too. So to God be the glory. I love y'all. Sitting in the hush. Learn how to do it. Learn how to sit in the quiet. That means turn the lights off, turn the music off. Tell that person who snore, I don't know, put a pillow over their face, but don't kill them. They got to be there in the morning. They serve a purpose in your life. Find those times to be quiet within yourself, and you got to discipline yourself, and you got to figure out how you get that. Lord, I need you, and I need to hear from you, or I need a word. You don't even have to love God to get a word from him. I know all of the pastors going to be like, don't listen to her. But God loves you more than you love you. Let that set in. He loves you more than you love you. So even if you thinking, nah, that ain't for me, you know, that Holy Ghost stuff, that's for you, that, you know, I ain't trying to go all deep. You ain't got to go deep. He love you enough to find somebody who's going to speak the language that connects with you. Maybe the way that I'm telling you to do this is not really quite the way that you want to do it. And you'll say, well, Ma, you don't understand. You got to be kidding me. That's the moment I'm going to say, listen, I nearly lost my mind with every one of those kids. And when I sit back and see and wonder what God has done on my behalf, because I wasn't a good mommy by myself. I wasn't a good anything by myself. Honey, we had some ratchet years that I know them kids is like, do I really like her that much? I'm going to get her the small. I ain't going to get her the big gift because, you know, she almost killed me that year. Listen, we got stories, and there are things that those children overcame while God was literally healing me, healing my heart, healing my mind, healing my diseased thoughts about, oh, the world turns around this way. And then he allowed me to see things in a different way. And hey, listen, here we are. Wait, let me check my time because, you know, it be time to go. All right, I got like 3 minutes. Connect with somebody who's on your team, in your circle, somebody who you know just might. Maybe you don't know all their business, but they might be going through something close to what you went through. And you take your moment and say, listen, I know this might be a difficult time. Now, listen, aunties go through this too. I need you to know. You ain't got to have a kid nowhere to be like, oh my goodness, I feel bad because I can't show up the way that I want to for those kids. But I promise you, spending time with them, find a movie, get some popcorn, $5 in an evening with some kids. You can't tell. My oldest grandson, he don't care nothing about none of y'all. Mimi and a movie, best day of his life. You can't tell him nothing. Mimi and Sonic. And then Mommy. I'm pretty sure that's the way it go. Well, actually, let's be realistic. Sonic, Mimi, and then Mommy. I need you to know. They want your time, and they need it. We had a conversation about the young lady, Robinson, who was murdered in the other country. I think it was Mexico. And how could that have been prevented and all of the things? And I promise it gets deep. But here's the thing that I always say when something go wrong. Where was the aunties? Because aunties teach you how to socialize. Aunties are the ones, it's either aunties or grandmas, because they're going to tell you, no, baby, that ain't how we roll. Listen, in this family, this is how we show up. Listen, when you go such and such a place, you know, I had an auntie, my Aunt Gooby, like she would let us do anything, but we couldn't drink no soda. We could not drink no, she did not play that. She was like, no. And she was my most progressive auntie. You could wear what you want to wear. You could do what you want to do. But hold up now, okay? Well, I can't say you could do what you want to do because she was very, listen, in this family, this is how we show up. And she, honey, she would do it in love until we got to that soda. It's like, oh, no, I know I don't see a soda in your hand. Half the stuff I don't do now is because one of my aunties came through and was like, nah, that ain't how, no. Some of them I can't say what they said because it ain't PG rated. But listen, I got the message. We don't do that in this family. We don't do that in this culture. And so I promise you, aunties, y'all better unite and get in formation. You know, we running behind Beyonce. That ain't the type of formation that we need. All shout out to all of the Beehive. Love y'all and everything. But we need the aunties. We need the aunties to literally get in formation because we got generations that need a word from the wise auntie. We need the rich aunties. We need the ratchet aunties. We need, because even the ratchet aunties will come through. Hello, with a good word. I'm probably saying something that's something different. So I done said all that I wanted to say. I'm gonna go flutter. Hope Kevin don't see me in my flower and decide to make me part of the show. I hope he sitting back far enough so that don't be the thing. But if he do, y'all already know your girl is ready. Don't come over here, Kevin. Do not do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Ratchet aunties, listen, they'll keep you behind out of jail. You better, y'all, aunties, where y'all at? If y'all click on the replay of this live later on, tell us if you the ratchet auntie and what is the best advice you gave in your ratchetness. I need you to know. We're going to send all love to Kev tonight and try to act right. I'm going to try to act right. Alfred, I know he going to be dying laughing, so ain't no telling what he going to co-sign with Kevin. God be glorified. I wanted to, the purpose of this, Courtney, Brianna, this was a shout out for you all. You two are two amazing mothers to my own daughter, Danielle. You already know you holding it down. The money don't matter. The gifts don't matter. One more toy will not matter with all of the stuff my grandkids got. Y'all matter to them kids. And if it just is a rocking them to sleep in tears, I promise you, life-changing. When you give yourself the opportunity to say, I'm going to take a moment to make myself okay, and keep on keeping on. Why? Because we got another day to love, we got another day to live, and we got another day to be healed in our hearts and our minds about what is the right way to show up for our families. 3 different families, 3 different types of mothering. Love all 3 of y'all. And keep them kids over there. I ain't spending all my money on it though. So follow me. I don't know what to tell you. I don't always do that. Sometimes I do. Well, let me shut up because then they're going to be trying to put on my business. Like, well, you be buying stuff they don't need. That ain't your business. Like, this would make me happy. That part. If my grandson say, Mimi, can you send me something? That's a mandate. I wasn't even trying to be, fronting out here in these streets. But then the grandkids call me out because they know how to find stuff and send me stuff. And then they say, Mimi, the next time you send something, make sure you put my package in there for me. Like, hold up. How I get involved in this? Aunties, we out here. We praying for y'all. All of the things. I can't even say nothing more, but I love y'all tremendously. Sit in the hush. They mamas don't care, Donnell. They mamas act like I did something wrong or that I had some espionage going on. He called me. He said he wanted it. I sent it to him. It ain't my fault. Tell your kids you better not tell my grandkids not to ask me for nothing. That's a whole nother story because I'm going to be riding through for a one-day trip. And when I get back, ain't nobody going to find me. That's a whole nother. Never mind. See, Donnell, you done got me all off a subject and now I'm threatening the children. That wasn't what this was for. Mommies, daddies, your time matters to your children. You matter to your children. Take moments to make sure that your mental health is intact. You need to cry. You need a moment to get away from them. Get away from their tails. Listen, some of y'all out here thinking that you gotta be with your kids all the time to love them. Sometimes the best way to love your kids is to take an hour away from them. And then you could come back. My middle son used to always say, he'd be like, Ma, you away. Why you calling and checking on us? Like you doing it wrong. When you away, you supposed to stay away. And I'll be like, well, absence makes the heart grow fonder. And he would hang up on me. And I will whoop him when I get back. But that's another story. Be like, how you going to hang up on me? He's like, because you're not supposed to be checking up on us during your me time. And I promise you, I remember those things now. He's like, you deserve a break. And we need a break from you too. You know, I took that the wrong way too. I don't think I whooped him for that. But it was true. He needed time away just like I needed time away from him. And it was like when we had time away, it's like, okay, we good. Like, you good? I love you. You love me? All right, good. Thanksgiving, we was all back together again. Drove each other crazy. And then we all left. By Friday, we was all done with each other. Saturday was like, all right, I'm going to head on out. Y'all good? Yeah, Ma, we good. All right, I'm going to see y'all at the next, situation. And then that's what we going to do. So we going to, y'all good over there? Okay, great. And then I'll see them at the next family function because we always up to something. So whether it's a baby, a house, a degree, y'all know we coming through. I give God all the glory for that because y'all know I'm here for the cake all day long. I am now late. It is not going to be my fault. Not going to be my fault that I'm not ready for this date tonight. So I'm a flip something and do. Yeah, we going to do all of that. Listen, it's going to be dark in that spot anyway. So I'm like, these comedy clubs, why they dark? I don't understand. Like, we come here to laugh. Can I see you? That part. Cause I don't want to well, I'm not going to get yelled at, but then it'll be like, see, it was your, okay, never mind. I love y'all tremendously. Have a good evening. Be blessed. If you missed something, go ahead back on the replay. Let it bless you. If you know a parent, if you know somebody who they need to be reminded, go ahead on and sit in that hush. Sit in that place where you can rejuvenate yourself and revive those things about you that sometimes get worn out and tired. Do that for them. I love y'all. Have a good night.